Hi everyone, welcome to Barney and Homestead. I'm Sandy. This morning I just wanted to share with you how I do our body washing soaps. I have found that as I get older, I struggle with being allergic to many things that I put on my skin topically. And so I'm trying to go back, I have tried to go back to just natural products as much as possible. I have found that the Dr. Bronner's soap, the Castile soap, works very well. And so all I do for this is I just make little pumper bottles. And in fact, I have lots of empties here, and I'm just about to give them a good wash, and then we will be just making a whole bunch more, and then I just store them in my cupboard all full. So my bottles are all washed and the tops are all cleaned. So the procedure for filling our little bottles is really simple. I've already got one poured, but all I do is I take a 1/3 cup measure. I fill it with concentrate Castile soap. And I just pour that in. And then I will just top them up with water afterwards. You can add essential oil at this point, whatever scent you like or whatever you need for medicine for your body. I tried that and I developed allergies to the essential oil I was using, and I know there's different qualities of essential oils, and I thought I was using the best one, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't need essential oil. I don't need it to smell good, so we just go with plain and simple. And over the years, Barney and I have learned to work with each other's allergies or medical needs. Like with his heart attack, there's things that I don't eat anymore because they're not good for him, and they're not good for me either probably. So, and with my allergies on my skin, he's totally fine with just using whatever suits me. And so it's also nice not to make it too pretty smelling, because he uses it all the time. He uses this for shampoo, and I don't. I could, but I don't. But we have these all over the house. We use them in our shower. This is our soap for showering and washing hands and full body wash. So we go through a bit, but I would say one of these bottles, and we bathe pretty much, even now in the camper sponge bathing, we still bathe every day or every second day. So we're using quite a bit of soap still. And the water I'm using is bottled water. You can use tap water. There's no rhyme or reason why you can't. What happens, I have found with our water in this part of the world, is you get a real cloudy texture to your finished product, and in time the hard water minerals will plug off your little your pumps, and they plug up eventually anyways. But I find that the hard water minerals, or the calcium, whatever happens to be in your water, it plugs these up faster, and so then you're replacing them. I've also tried using more expensive pumps. In fact, that's what I really wanted, pretty ones, and I only had one or two, and I would just exchange them, and seemed like I was fairly regularly mixing up our solution here, and I just found that they got plugged up equally as fast as the cheaper ones. So I bought these little bottles locally from a lady who does soaps and whatnot. And so they've been working very well. We've been using these for just over a year. So they're starting to look their age. Plastic doesn't stay nice forever, but they're still holding their own pretty good. And once the pumps start to go, then we'll replace them. But for now, everything is working good. And this is where I make a mess. I can never remember how far to fill it. I'm going to stop there. There's a lady I know, she has a home-based business, and her soap is called Mountain Farm Soap, and she's out of southern British Columbia, and she does a fantastic product. So if you're ever interested in bars of soap that are just absolutely beautiful, I will just put a little bit of a link to her website, and you can go check her out. So we'll just carry on here. Okay, so I just put my soaps in here. And I have an extra one that doesn't fit. So there is my simple body wash soap. So all you're buying is Castile soap, which up here in Canada, this gallon rings around $100, but we get probably 2 years for sure. So we get quite a bit, and we probably get the same length of time out of a bottle as we do a bar of soap. So, and bars of soap are selling for just cheapy ones, over $5 for a pack of 12 or something. So they're not super expensive either in comparison, but if you're allergic to them, you're allergic to them. It's just best to stay away from that kind of stuff. So anyway, those are done. Now I want to share with you my orange all-purpose cleaner. So we'll get on to that next. Not only do I like to make homemade soaps or mixing my own soaps, but cleaners have become a real problem for me as well. The strong cleaners I need for the hard water we have up here, I can't seem to get away from some of those, but I find that my all-purpose cleaner will actually clean some of that soap scum off. And again, it depends on your water. If you have really hard water, it may not. So what I wanted to show you is this very, very simple blessing of a recipe. So when orange season comes around, not only do I love oranges, but we get the blessing of eating them and enjoying them, but I save the orange peels. And I just put them in a container or a bag in the fridge. A Ziploc bag will work. And I just store them in there till I feel like I've got enough to make my cleaners. And so I only make this once a year, and it lasts me from season to season. So I actually am doing very well with it. The recipe I did not make up. I found it online, but I can't give credit to where I found it because I don't remember. But there were several sites showing the same thing. So the first thing you're going to need is oranges, orange peels, and then you need 2 jars. They don't have to be mason jars. They can be whatever jar that you want. And then I'm just going to divide these between the 2 jars. They're still nice and fresh, so I try to get them before, they dry out. And you're just to fill them half full. If I have extra oranges, sometimes I will put more in, just to give it a stronger potency. Anyway, so there you are. You've got, I'm just going to set those to the side. You've got your 2 jars. They're about half full. They're not pressed down. And what I use is, I went to Dollar Tree, and they have a cleaning vinegar. And this one is not edible. It's got a few different ingredients in it. You can read those for yourself. But regular vinegar works just perfectly fine. In fact, that's what they call for. This vinegar has citric acid in it. And so what I've noticed between the two is once you let these steep for the 2 weeks necessary, if you leave the regular vinegar ones longer, which I'm guilty of, they discolor. You're going to have a little bit of blackening. They start to turn gray and black. It doesn't affect your cleaner. Once I see that, I quickly finish up the cleaning process of those. But these ones, they stay bright, and I'm sure it's because of the citric acid that's in here. So anyway, this is what I use, and it really cleans well also. So all I do is I just top these up now. It's kind of like making a tincture, same idea. And then you just put your lid on them. Nice and tight. And if you have just regular mason lids, you can write on the date when they will be done. And then you just shake them. And every day, give them a shake. That's all you have to do. Just put them somewhere where you're going to see them. I don't worry about if they get put in sunlight or anything else. Probably a dark spot is better. But anyway, so those are just going to sit now for 2 weeks. And so what I have here is 2 that were due yesterday. And I just kept shaking them. I'm sure you can see the color difference in them. So these ones are going to be orange color, and these ones will be in 2 weeks. So I will just mark on my calendar in 2 weeks that my cleaners need to be completed. And so what I have is an empty bottle. You can use whatever bottles. You can even reuse your mason jars if you like. Try to use plastic lids. I used metal. The vinegar tends to start to rust your lid if you're like me and you reuse your lids. So the plastic ones, that's why I'm going with those. Anyway, I will just take and pour this into here now. And it smells very orangey. It doesn't really smell like vinegar at all. So when you're putting that in your spray bottle, it smells heavenly. So what you do from here is you take your concentrate, always give it a shake before you use it, and you are going to put it in your spray bottle. And it's so simple. It's 1 part cleaner, 1 part water. Put it in your spray bottle, shake, 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 and you're good to go. And it will last a very long time for you. I find that it doesn't go bad. I store it in a cold place. And I just write on here what this is, all-purpose cleaner, and I tell myself, because I'll forget, it's concentrate. Sometimes I do a pre-mix, and it's just 1 part concentrate to 1 part water. Put it in your jar and then shake, and then you just spray it on. It cleans tremendously, and so I hope you'll give that a try, and I hope you'll give the body wash a try as well, especially if you're suffering from allergies. Making your own cleaners is a really good idea, and I do have some others that I use. And I will show you how I do them. So anyway, God bless you all. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.